Hello, this is Gabe and Sabrina reporting to you from Halcyon Hub. We would like to welcome you to our first ever BBC School News Report.
We are a brand new school and we opened in September 2013. We are a middle years international school and learn through the International Baccalaureate. At Halcyon, we are different to many other schools for several reasons, including that we are not for-profit school and we use a lot of technology.
Although we opened in September, we only recently had our opening evening. We sent several student reporters to the opening evening to interview staff, students, and parents. We also interviewed people in the same week, asking them their views on Halcyon School, what they enjoyed about it, and why they chose Halcyon.
Some of the most important people that we interviewed were Halcyon students, including some from our grade. We wanted to ask a wide range of questions, from questions about the food to broader questions about why they chose Halcyon.
We are very different from other schools. One of the main things that stands us apart is that all students and staff have their own iPads. We asked parents, students, and staff about these differences and other Halcyon-related questions.
What do you think about teaching in a new school?
Teaching in a new school is a unique experience, especially in a school in central London, because you learn a lot. You are building a community, you are building a school from scratch, and you learn about everything. And that's a very unique experience.
Thank you. Hi. What do you think about the fact that kids are using iPads at school?
Well, I find it's a good idea because, well, no other school has iPad, and it's a good thing to have something new at a school. And it's also, you can do more things and more fun things at school, and it makes the school fun.
What's your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is maths because I like the math teachers and because I have always been good at maths throughout my whole entire life.
What do you think about the fact that the school doesn't have a uniform?
Well, I think I'm not used to having uniforms, and I think it's a good way to letting the children express themselves with their clothing, as long as they don't cross the line.
Technology is the future, and we got it here. We got the future here already. We're the future.
What do you think about the food here at Halcyon?
I think that the idea of them using vegetarian food is a great idea because it gives the students energy to get through the day as opposed to giving them fatty foods that aren't good for them because that'll make them tired throughout the day.
Students learning.
How do I think iPads are helping students?
Yeah.
It's giving them access to information at any given time. So before, where if we didn't have the iPod, you would have to go to the library or to your textbook. Because you have the iPod, you're able to just get the information very easily right then and there.
During our open evening, 2 grade 8 students gave speeches about their experience at Halcyon School. You can read these speeches online, as well as a speech delivered by our fantastic English teacher, Mrs. Jones. We caught up with the 2 grade 8 students and interviewed them to see how they felt their speeches went.
So how do you think your speech went yesterday night?
I think it went quite well. I didn't forget anything, which I believe.
Okay. How about you, Katie?
Oh, yeah, I think it went well. I didn't forget anything either. I didn't move my hands too much. Yeah.
At our opening evening, we had lots of students helping out as part of community and service program. This included serving food and welcoming visitors. Noah caught up with some of our volunteers.
How did you enjoy last night, and what did you enjoy about it?
I'll enjoy it and with the food.
All in all, you can see that people were very excited about Halcyon's official opening evening and the school itself. We thought about what the other things make the school important to us. One of the most popular things at the school is the football club. We interviewed Mr. Burns, the football coach.
Tell me, what do you like most about being the coach in the football team?
What I like most is seeing the improvement in the players because people develop their skills, shooting ability, teamwork, communication, so many things. And it's really nice to see people grow as players and to enjoy the sport.
And why did you decide to join Halcyon?
Why did I decide to start it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, both.
Well, because I saw there was a lot of talented athletes amongst the students, and because we play against other schools, so we need to try and form a competitive team. And I believe that it's important to have a healthy, sporty lifestyle in order to have a complete, all-round life, because education is more than purely academic, and I believe it's good to keep it diverse.
Interesting. And how many, on average, how many games do you have a month?
I play myself for 2 teams. So yesterday I played for the BBC in a 6-a-side game, and although I actually scored 6 goals and we went 7-2 up, we lost 9-7, which just shows the confidence of the team is so important, because in the second half the other team became super confident and we lost our confidence. So I play about 8 times a month, quite a lot.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. And can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What do you most enjoy about the football club?
Well, I like playing defense and representing Halcyon.
At Halcyon, we have also just set up a choir. The choir is an important creative outlet, giving us a chance to sing our hearts out together. We decided to interview the choir leader and also to get some recordings of the choir in action.
Hi, Kate. So I heard you joined choir.
Yes.
So did you enjoy it?
Yes, and it's really good, and lots of my friends are there, and we have so much fun by singing songs, and I think like the teacher's really good too, and we have lots of fun, so yeah.
Okay, thank you. Bye. By having the choir in our school, what skills will we develop because of the choir?
By having a choir, you would, there's lots of different skills that you can learn. So one of the main skills is to work together as a team and to listen to each other, and also to listen to the leader of the choir, so the conductor. And that's listening with your ears and also watching for cues, learning to read sheet music, also learning to learn tunes by ear. You can learn skills about singing in tune. You can learn skills in percussion, so listening to rhythms. You can learn how to stay in time and with an accompaniment, so how to sing along with a piano or with a backing track. And you also learn how to perform a piece, so getting the emotion to come out in the piece as well, not just a piece of music.
In this unit, we have been looking at who creates the news and why. The BBC School Report videos have shown us that the news must be fair and balanced, and that this is a mixture of what people need to hear and what people want to hear. Although this news is fair, it shows a mixture of different types of news and a mixture of serious and light-hearted news reports.
We were lucky enough to work with 2 people who have worked for the news to get lots of advice from them and find out what their jobs are really like. We met Stacey Ciari, who makes documentaries, but has worked as a news reporter for many companies, including CNN. We also met Lucy Van Den Broel, who has also worked as a reporter, but is now a news editor on Daybreak.
As we have been learning about what makes good interviewers, we try to ask open, fair, and balanced questions. Here are some of the interesting things we learned from Stacey and Lucy.
So let's say I'm at a fire and doing the story on a fire and I have to go live in a few minutes. I'll want to go over to maybe a couple of witnesses who were there and get a couple of different viewpoints on what happened with the fire, what it looked like when it was really out of control. So I would say about 3 to get really different viewpoints on that, to make sure that you got a real nice picture of what happened in the fire. Not just use one witness, but maybe 3 would be great. You can even get more if they're really short and get them really interesting to tell the story.
So they would come.
I think it probably,
I did a couple of big stories, but Berlin, the fall of the Berlin Wall was my big one. So I was in the street in Berlin where people had not seen their families, some of them for 20 years, because of the wall, this great big wall that divided the city in half. So the people that lived on this side of the city couldn't talk. Imagine if your best friend lives on that side of the city and you're on that side of the city, and there's a great big physical wall and guys with guns stopping you going across, or your mum's gone shopping on that side of the city and you're on that side of the city. You don't see your mum for 20 years. So you can imagine what that was like. That was, and there were people crying, laughing, cheering, dancing, singing. It was a big party in Berlin for days and days. And people coming over who, in East Germany, you couldn't buy things that you could buy in West Germany. Communist state. So they would come across and they wanted to buy toothpaste and clothes and soap and chocolate and lots of things. And the shops stayed open till midnight. All through the night so people could come and go shopping. And all the people from East Berlin would give them some money to spend. Which is amazing.
3, 2, 1.
The scariest news story I've had to work with. Well, there was a story about a girl who got kidnapped and she lived with this kidnapper for 14 years before she could be set free, before she found a place to be set free. And I went back and I saw her place and where she was kidnapped and where she lived. She lived outside in a tent. And that's where the kidnapper kept her. And actually that night I didn't sleep very well. I was really scared and kind of haunted. And also the fires. When I was surrounded by the fires in the Hamptons, in New York, when we were about to go live, I looked out and there was fire surrounding me. I thought maybe I would make it.
Well, these days I'm an editor, so I choose the stories that are going to be in running order, and I look at them, and I've got this whole, say I've got, I'm juggling 8 stories, and I work out the priority. What's going to be the top story? Why is it going to be the top story? What's it aiming to do? What's it aiming to say?
What do you enjoy most about your job?
What do you enjoy?
I love that every day I get up, I get dressed, and I don't know what to expect that day. I'm going to actually interview the mayor of London, or maybe I'm going to talk to one of the big celebrities, or maybe a big singer, or maybe I'm going to actually talk to someone who's homeless on the street and follow them as they get into their house and they get a new house, and it feels so good. So you never know what your story's going to be like, and I love that.
I have a team of people I work with. I have a team of producers, and with them I work out what the news running order is going to be for that day and how we're going to cover it. And I write the news, and they cut pictures. I check their scripts. They do a bit of writing. I have to check that what they've written is correct and accurate. And then we cut the stories together. We put the graphics on. I have to check the graphics. Is the spelling okay? Are there any grammatical errors? Is it telling the story? And then I broadcast that and put it to air in the morning.
Thank you for watching our BBC School Report. We hope you have learned lots about what makes our school a special place. We have enjoyed learning about the news with BBC School Report. Stay classy, world.